Welcome to my channel. In today's video, we're going to dive right in, so make sure to watch until the end. Don't forget to hit that like button, subscribe if you're new, and share this video with your friends. Thanks for watching, and let's get started. The 1979p United States $1 coin is one of the most historically important modern American coins because it marks the first year of issue of the Susan B. Anthony dollar series. Minted at the Philadelphia Mint, identified by the P mint mark, this coin introduced a bold new direction in U.S. coinage by featuring a real historical woman on a circulating coin for the very first time. Bearing the inscriptions United States of America, E pluribus unum, liberty, and in God we trust, the 1979p dollar reflects the nation's foundational principles while symbolizing progress, equality, and social change. The obverse front of the 1979p $1 features a powerful right-facing portrait of Susan B. Anthony, one of the most influential leaders in American history. She was a central figure in the women's suffrage movement, dedicating her life to securing voting rights for women and broader civil liberties. The decision to place her on a circulating coin was groundbreaking and controversial at the time, as previous U.S. coins had featured allegorical figures like liberty rather than real women. Designed by chief engraver Frank Gasparro, the portrait shows Anthony with strong facial features, reflecting determination and moral strength. The word liberty curls along the upper rim, while in God we trust appears to the right of her image. The date 1979 is placed below, marking the beginning of this short but historic coin series. The reverse back of the coin displays a majestic bald eagle, the national bird of the United States, depicted landing while holding an olive branch, a universal symbol of peace. This design was inspired by the Apollo 11 mission insignia, linking the coin to America's achievements in space exploration and scientific leadership. Above the eagle appears the motto E pluribus unum, meaning out of many, one, emphasizing unity among the states and the people. Encircling the reverse are the inscriptions United States of America and $1, clearly identifying the issuing nation and denomination. In terms of composition and physical characteristics, the 1979p Susan B. Anthony dollar is made of a copper core clad with manganese brass, giving it a silver-like appearance despite containing no precious metal. The coin weighs 8.1 grams, has a diameter of 26.5 millimeters, and features a reeded edge. Its size and color closely resemble the quarter dollar, which later became one of the primary reasons for public rejection. Many Americans found it confusing in daily use, leading to widespread dissatisfaction and limited circulation. The 1979p issue is especially famous among collectors because it exists in two major reverse varieties, the wide rim or near date and the narrow rim or far date. The wide rim variety shows the date position closer to the rim with a thicker border, while the narrow rim has more space between the date and the rim. The wide rim 1979p dollar is significantly scarcer and more valuable, making it one of the key collector coins of the entire Susan B. Anthony series. This variety was a result of an early design modification and was produced in much smaller quantities. In terms of mintage, the Philadelphia Mint struck over 360 million 1979p dollars, making it the most heavily produced coin of the series. Despite this massive output, public acceptance remained low. Many of these coins were never widely circulated and were instead stored in government vaults for decades. As a result, uncirculated examples are still relatively common today, especially for the narrow rim variety. From a collector's perspective, the 1979p $1 is an essential coin. Circulated examples of the narrow rim variety are generally inexpensive, often selling near face value. However, uncirculated coins, particularly those graded MS65 or higher, can carry modest premiums. The wide rim variety, even in circulated condition, can be worth significantly more, and high-grade specimens are highly sought after by serious collectors. Proof versions were also produced in 1979, but only at the San Francisco Mint, making Philadelphia Strike's business coins only. Historically, the 1979p Susan B. Anthony dollar represents a turning point in American coinage. It symbolizes the U.S. Mint attempt to modernize currency, reduce reliance on paper money, and reflect changing social values by honoring women's contributions to American history. Although the coin was unpopular in daily use, its importance has only grown over time as collectors and historians recognize its cultural and symbolic impact. Today, the 1979 P. Susan B. Anthony $1 coin stands as a powerful reminder that coins are more than just money. They are historical documents in metal form. This coin tells a story of civil rights, national progress, and a bold experiment in U.S. currency design. For collectors, educators, and viewers of old coins news, the 1979 P dollar remains a cornerstone of modern American numismatics and a lasting tribute to Susan B. Anthony's legacy. The 1980 D United States $1 coin is part of the historic Susan B. Anthony dollar series, a short-lived yet highly significant chapter in American coinage. Minted at the Denver Mint, identified by the D mint mark, this coin carries a powerful national inscriptions United States of America, E pluribus unum, liberty, and in God we trust. Although produced in large numbers, the 1980 D dollar represents an important moment when the United States attempted to modernize its circulating currency while honoring a real historical figure who shaped the nation's democratic ideals. The obverse front of the 1980 D $1 features a strong right-facing portrait of Susan B. Anthony, one of the most influential civil rights leaders in American history. She dedicated her life to the women's suffrage movement, fighting tirelessly for the right of women to vote, which was finally achieved in 1920, 14 years after her death. Her appearance on the coin was revolutionary. This was the first U.S. circulating coin to feature a real woman rather than an allegorical liberty figure. The word liberty curves along the top edge, while in God we trust is placed to the right of her portrait. The date 1980 appears clearly below, and the D mint mark signifies that the coin was struck in Denver. On the reverse back of the coin is the iconic bald eagle, the national bird of the United States, shown landing with wings partially spread while holding an olive branch, a universal symbol of peace. This reverse design was inspired by the Apollo 11 mission insignia, linking the coin to America's achievements in space exploration and its leadership in science and technology. Above the eagle appears the motto E pluribus unum, meaning out of many, one, a phrase that reflects the unity of the American people. Encircling the design are the words United States of America, with $1 prominently displayed at the bottom. In terms of metal composition, the 1980 D Susan B. Anthony dollar is made from a copper core clad with manganese brass, giving it a silvery appearance despite containing no silver. The coin weighs 8.1 grams, has a diameter of 26.5 millimeters, and features a reeded edge. Its size is nearly identical to the quarter dollar, which became one of the biggest reasons for its lack of acceptance by the public. Many people confuse it with quarters, leading to frustration and reluctance to use it in daily transactions. The 1980 D issue was produced during a time when the U.S. Mint was still hopeful that the Susan B. Anthony dollar would eventually gain popularity. In that year alone, the Denver Mint struck over 41 million coins, making it one of the more common issues of the series. However, despite high mintage numbers, the coin saw limited circulation because Americans preferred paper dollar bills. As a result, millions of 1980 D dollars were stored in government vaults for years, remaining in uncirculated condition. From a collector's point of view, the 1980 D $1 is generally considered common, but it still holds educational, historical, and symbolic value. Circulated examples usually trade close to face value, while uncirculated coins can sell for modest premiums depending on condition. High-grade specimens, especially MS65 and above, are more desirable and can command higher prices due to sharp details, strong luster, and minimal contact marks. Coins with original mint packaging or brilliant surfaces are particularly attractive to collectors. Historically, the 1980 D dollar represents the middle period of the Susan B. Anthony series, between its ambitious launch in 1979 and its decline in the early 1980s. Public resistance, combined with confusion over size and color, ultimately led to the suspension of production after 1981. Although the coin was not popular in everyday use, its legacy has grown stronger over time, especially as collectors and historians recognize the importance of honoring Susan B. Anthony and the movement she represented. Today, the 1980 D Susan B. Anthony $1 coin stands as a symbol of equality, progress, and the evolving story of American currency. It reflects a bold experiment by the U.S. Mint, an effort to promote gender representation, and a reminder that not all important coins are rare or expensive. Some are valuable because of the history and ideals they carry. For viewers and readers of Old Coins News, this coin is a meaningful artifact that connects civil rights, national identity, and modern numismatic history into a single small piece of metal. The 1999 United States $1 coin holds a unique and important place in modern American numismatic history because it represents the unexpected return of the Susan B. Anthony dollar, a coin that had officially ended production in 1981. Struck at the Philadelphia Mint, identified by the P Mint mark, this dollar was reintroduced not for collectors, but due to a sudden and critical shortage of small dollar coins needed for daily commerce, especially for vending machines, public transportation systems, and government use. The coin carries the inscription United States of America, E Pluribus Unum, Liberty, and In God We Trust, all of which reflect the foundational values of a nation, unity, freedom, and faith. On the obverse front of the 1999 $1 coin appears a right-facing portrait of Susan B. Anthony, one of the most influential women in American history, and a global symbol of women's rights and equality. She was a leader in the women's suffrage movement, dedicating her life to securing voting rights for women in the United States. Her portrait was designed by chief engraver Frank Gasparro, making this coin the first circulating U.S. coin to feature a real woman instead of a symbolic figure like Liberty. Around her portrait is the word Liberty, with In God We Trust placed to the right, reinforcing the nation's long-standing motto. The year 1999 is clearly displayed, marking the coin's late 20th century revival. The reverse, back, of the coin displays a powerful American national emblem, the bald eagle, shown holding an olive branch, symbolizing peace. This design was originally inspired by the Apollo 11 mission insignia, connecting the coin to America's achievements in space exploration. Surrounding the eagle are the words United States of America along the top and $1 at the bottom, while E Pluribus Unum is placed prominently above the eagle. The reverse design reflects unity, strength, and the nation's forward progress. In terms of composition, the 1999 Susan B. Anthony dollar is made of a copper core clad with manganese brass, giving it a silver-like appearance. Its weight is 8.1 grams, with a diameter of 26.5 millimeters and a reeded edge, making it similar in size to a quarter dollar, one of the reasons it was unpopular with the public during its original run. Many Americans confuse it with quarters, which contributed to its failure in everyday circulation during the late 1970s and early 1980s. The 1999 reissue occurred because the newly introduced Sacagawea golden dollar was not yet ready for production, while demand for dollar coins had suddenly increased. As a result, the U.S. Mint resumed production of the Susan B. Anthony dollar for one final year only, making 1999p, 1999d, and 1999s the last coins of this historic series. The Philadelphia Mint struck approximately 29.6 million coins, a relatively moderate mintage compared to other modern U.S. coins, giving it special significance among collectors. From a collector's perspective, the 1999 $1 is considered more valuable than most earlier Susan B. Anthony dollars, especially in uncirculated, mint state condition. Circulated examples are generally affordable, but high-grade coins, especially MS-65, MS-66, and MS-67, can command strong premiums. Coins with full original luster, sharp details, and no contact marks are particularly desirable. Proof versions were not produced at Philadelphia in 1999, making business strikes a primary collectible option. Historically, this coin represents the end of an era. It marks the final chapter of the Susan B. Anthony dollar series and serves as a transition point between older silver-colored dollars and the newer golden-colored Sacagawea and presidential dollar coins. Despite its mixed public reception, the Susan B. Anthony dollar, especially the 1999 issue, has gained respect over time for its bold decision to honor a real American woman and its role in U.S. monetary history. Today, the 1999 Susan B. Anthony $1 stands as a symbol of equality, perseverance, and change. For collectors, historians, and Old Coins News viewers, it is not just a dollar. It is a reminder of America's evolving identity, the struggle for civil rights, and the stories that coins silently carry through generations.